Oh, so just in case if anyone was wondering how long it actually takes for your Teams meeting to go live, it takes somewhere around 11 seconds. So anyhow, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be introducing a new piece of technology, or perhaps a software that works on technology, because technology is the hardware. So anyhow, so today I'll be delivering a PowerPoint present, not a PowerPoint presentation, I'm sorry, a keynote presentation on MLBV. Right. So we'll just get started. I'm going to share my screen. Give me a couple of seconds figuring out some tech stuff. Yes, tech stuff done. I'm hoping that you're able to see my screen. If not, then fuck it. You'll have to do with my face and the audio. But chill, ho gaya hoga. And yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to MLBB by Abhyansh Katiyar. So the very first question that I have for you guys today is, what do you think is the full form of MLBB? People who guessed it correctly, DM me, and that's a reward. So yes, moving ahead to the next slide. Yes, we're answering that question. What is MLBB? So the picture on the left is a screenshot of the loading screen, which shows that or indicates that it's probably a game. You might have been able to guess that, but yeah. So I have 5 bullet points. I'll go through them quickly. Number one, it's a MOBA. MOBA is a type of a video game. I do not know what the full form is, don't ask me, but League of Legends and Dota 2 come under this criteria. Number two, it's 5v5. Number three, the game time typically takes 12 to 20 minutes. Sometimes when their teams are evenly matched, sometimes it even extends to 40 minutes, but that's very rare. Fourthly, it's mobile. Fifthly, it's banned in India, but you can still play it if you're interested. DM me or simply Google how to play MLBB in India. Typically for Android, you just have to download the APK and it's set to free to go. In iPhone, the game is not listed on App Store and you cannot access a third-party file as well. So you just have to change the location for the store and then you'll be able to access the game. It's as simple as that. So the next step, what is a MOBA? So MOBA is typically a game which consists of, or at least let's start with the map. So the primary objective is to destroy the enemy base. As you can see over here, I have written our base somewhere around bottom left corner. And if it's not according to my cursor, that's why I have written that stuff. So our base is somewhere located somewhere on the bottom left corner, and the top right corner we have the enemy base. So the primary target is to destroy the enemy base by inflicting damage, and there are essentially three paths connecting your base to the enemy base, and these paths are lined with towers. So before you can reach the enemy base, what you need to do is you need to destroy the subsequent towers. And how do you do that? So basically, it's a 5v5, as I said earlier. So what happens is that during the game, you control this hero, which obviously does damage to creeps and to other heroes. So typically to win, what you'll have to do in a typical game is that you'll have to typically, I'm saying typically a lot, so I'll just throw in a couple of more typicallys, yeah. So anyhow, so your hero will have, typically will he'll go ahead and he'll beat the other hero, he'll kill him. There's a cooldown before he can respawn. So you get that extra time over there and you use that time to inflict damage on the turret. So you go through that process 3 times, and if you're lucky, you only need to do it 3 times. You break 3 turrets, you reach the enemy base, you deplete its health, and you're set to go. You win the game. Now, delving a bit into more details, a couple of pictures for you. The picture on the left is the picture of a base. That's the thing you'll have to destroy. And the picture on the right is a turret. That's the other thing you'll have to destroy to reach to the base. So that's that. And now, what is a lane? So this is a typical snapshot of a lane. And as you can see over here, you think I'll be able to zoom in? I don't think so. So yes, you can see triple play over here, and there's this highly pixelated picture in which you can see, well, I'm circling around it, level 11 character. So let's assume that we're controlling that character. So on a lane, typically you'll have your hero, a couple of enemy heroes. You can choose to, it's free to roam, so you can go anywhere. So there even maybe 5 sitting there in a bush, as you can see on this picture towards the right. They may be chilling somewhere around there and they'll just sneak up on you and kill you. Chill. So you inflict some damage to the other person. Arey, fuck yaar. Ah, and then the other person will inflict some damage on you, and typically that's how it works out. And you have minions as well. So minions are these creeps, and you have to kill them. Also, they spawn on the lanes. So that's that. So I think that encapsulates the gist of the entire game very beautifully. So moving to the most important slide, why MLBB? Firstly, it's 5v5, so you can play with your friends. Second, it's mobile, so it doesn't really cost you anything, and everybody owns a mobile. Third, the most important aspect of the game is that it's chess meets FPS meets arcade, and there's no other game which can do that properly. The chess part is there because I'll have to delve much more into mechanics, but you have to strategize how you go ahead and kill these other people, how you manage the resources on the board, because what essentially happens is that resources on the playing field become limited, and it's a matter of getting that last hit, getting killing that extra minion or getting that extra gold to level up. And once you reach higher elos, obviously lower elos kids don't know how to do that, but once you reach higher elos, matlab, resource management becomes very important, and that's a part of the strategy as well. FPS because it's the way you how you control that your player, matlab, your hero. You'll be shooting projectiles on other people, and so that's FPS, and people are into FPS, so that's probably just a clickbait or that's just a clickbait. But clickbait तो मतलब YouTube आइकॉन में आता है, बट मैंने अपने फोर्थ स्लाइड में डाला है तो चले. Arcade because you get to move around and inflict damage, and fourth, you automatically get me as a friend, which is perhaps the biggest takeaway from this keynote presentation. And the only con that it does have is that it has a high entry barrier because it's a bit difficult to learn. So don't worry, because of point number 4, I think it should be very easy for you to actually get into the game. So yeah, so that's Avyansh's. How many minutes did I take? I would say somewhere around 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Avyansh is 3 minutes, 20 seconds intro to MLB. Hit me up and we can play. Signing off, Avyansh Katyar, IITD Tech Reviews. Hi, Baba. Oh, thank you slide is also there. So, yes. Hmm. Ta-da.